Hello everyone, Crypto Explorer here. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're doing great, having a great day. Well, let's talk DeFi once again, and on today's video, I want to talk to you about OG miners. Now, this has nothing to do with hardware miners, the ones that get you Bitcoin that you plug in and they start working for you. This is about miners that run on the DeFi scene. They are smart contracts. So we will be looking along those types of contracts, a little bit of how they run, so you understand the game better, and also of course some game theory. Now, the type of OG miners that I mentioned on this video are the likes of BNB Miner, Baked Beans even, which itself was a fork of BNB Miner, although it paid up to 8% a day, while BNB Miner only pays 3% a day. So that's the reason why it has still been running for over 2 years now in the point I'm recording the video. And also Baked Beans is no longer around anymore. So with the game theory I'm about to share with you on this video, you will definitely get a better understanding and a better chance of profiting at miners game if you have not been able to experience that so far. But this only applies to OG miners, okay? This doesn't apply to those high yielding miners that pay insane 2 digits percentage per day. Those are crazy. And yeah, make no mistake, it only applies to the OG miners. Now, regardless, these are still high risk projects, and miners without outside revenue sources are definitely Ponzi's. You should be considering that this is not like a traditional investment where you are just set when you get in. No, there are Ponzi's, and many people also play the game trying to front run other users. That means people who get in very early, yes, they do have an advantage. I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm just here to share the whole information about DeFi scene, and also in this particular video about miners, okay? So watch until the end. You'll have a better understanding of how they run, and hopefully you will be able to profit if you apply these same techniques. And also you will see not all miners are created equal, and some that are high yielding, into those you should not apply this or you will lose money. So basically, what are miners? You will see there's a lot of similarities in between these type of projects and tokens, but unlike tokens, this cannot be dumped overnight, and that's what brought the spotlight into there during the bear market, when tokens were just being uh, just basically they were having a rough time with people dumping left and right. But with miners that cannot happen, like I already said. The ROI is dynamic, it will adjust accordingly, and it will live to see another day. That's why I'm bringing you this video with the specific example of BNB Miner, because it's a legendary contract, it's battle tested, and it will just keep on just surviving even if the conditions are not the best, okay? So basically, DeFi miners are smart contracts where users can deposit funds with the contract. Funds are then locked and cannot be withdrawn. Okay, what you can get when you invest in these projects is the accrued interest. That, yes, you can withdraw, but whenever you deposit and also compound, those will forever be locked, and you have to just play alongside the rules of the game, grow your bags, because what it means is that you will earn more interest later on. Okay, these are long-term plays, and you should not have short sights when investing in these type of miners. Leave that for those that pay high yields on a daily basis. Okay, so how do they run? Basically, in a nutshell, deposits are higher than withdrawals, more money going in than out of the contract, TVL increases, and so will user rewards. They can even increase further up than the promised or marketed 3% a day or 8% a day, and that's why they are dynamic type of projects, dynamic ROI miners. Okay, on the other side of the coin, obviously, when withdrawals are higher in volume than deposits, TVL will decrease, and also will investors' rewards. That's something you should know. That's also the downside of being a dynamic ROI, and this is where many people feel misled. They get discouraged and they think they were scammed because they get in. the TVL starts to dump, and they will see diminishing returns on their profits, and they think, okay, I was scammed, this is just a Ponzi, and all miners are the same, but they are not. So have that in mind. I wanted this to be very clear on this video. Miners such as the OG ones, you have to play them differently. Do not play them with short-sighted type of strategies. Okay, if you do that, you will worsen your position only, especially in a downtrend when TVL starts to drop, inflation kicks in, and that's basically what many people don't understand. So watch until the end and you'll see for yourself how can you adjust to adapt to that same scenario. All right, so let's take an example. Investor A comes in very early on into the protocol. He deposits $100, gets himself back 100 miners, and let's use the example of 8% a day. His rewards will be 8%, $8 a day, right? Now another investor comes in after, let's call it investor B. He already deposits the same $100. Now the TVL is at $200 volume, and investor B got in return only 80 miners. So you see already the advantage that people who get in early have over other people, because since miners run also according to the law of offer and demand, just like real world finance, right? It means that people who get in early have a really big advantage over others. That's also why they get the reputation of being Ponzi's. And now, since the TVL is growing, everything is going right, attracting more investors. Investor A's rewards will double. Well, I'm just using the $16 as an example. As you will see right now, the TVL pumps, right? Investor B came in. Now investors A rewards are going up just because of what I just mentioned. Since miners are getting more demand, they are becoming more valuable, and so the earlier people, not only they got more miners, but now they're worth more. So they're just going to have great rewards. They can even withdraw more than their initial in their first withdrawal. It's just insane. But also, as long as the TVL keeps on going up, there's not much uh, going to be any sort of people showing dissatisfaction. That only usually works in this type of projects. People only show dissatisfaction when the TVL starts to plummet, because that's when most people do not know how to play the game. In an uptrend scenario, for the most part, everyone is earning at least the promised reward, so no one is very much complaining about the whole process. Okay, so let's look at how this same example works, but with a chart of the TVL evolution. So the people who get in first, they get 8% a day, right? Now everything goes well, more people flock in, TVL pumps a little bit. Now the people who were before already invested, they experience further benefits into their rewards, not only the promised 8% a day, right? But the people who came in the latest, they are still experiencing 8% a day. And this is a scenario that keeps on repeating itself as long as the TVL grows. And the earlier you got in, the further growth you will see on your miners. But also you took the bigger risk also, because you got in very early when no one else was doing so. And also that's the other side of the coin that you should consider. Okay, people also play a risk when they get into miners very early, because no one knows actually if they are going to blow up in popularity or not. That's something that you cannot foresee in DeFi. You can have an idea, yes, but you cannot foresee for the most part. Okay, now let's look at the other side of the coin once again. TVL starts to go down, and this is where most people get it wrong. They don't really see the game to be played as a long-term play, and they start to panic. Everyone see the rewards dropping, and they start to freak out, and they sell, and that's the worst case that you could be putting yourself in. Why? Well, simply put, because right now people start to experience inflation. While beforehand, on an uptrend, people were experiencing their miners to be more and more valuable. Now they're losing worth by the basically by the way that community is playing the game. And if the most people are selling, dumping the TVL, everyone's rewards will diminish. And this is also why inflation kicks in. Right now miners are less valuable, people are selling them more often, and rewards will diminish for everyone, even for you if you don't stick, um, or should I say, even if you don't try to withdraw and you stick to compounding or even to depositing fresh money, you will see that even though you're doing that, rewards will diminish, because in the end, this is a game that should be played by the community. Okay, so in order to fight inflation, you should see this as a long-term play. You should not stick to just selling your miners. You should also take care of your bag and grow it. So let's look at, for example, even the worst case scenario, where the most part people start to panic after getting in a all-time high. So people got in because the TVL was pumping, everything was nice, right? But now suddenly the project starts to tank, no fresh money goes in, and now people are just left thinking, okay, what now? Price is going down, my miners are not harvesting as much profits as they were before. What should I do? I mean, at this point, panic kicks in just like with the token, but since people cannot dump the whole thing, they will keep on withdrawing whatever profits their interest is earning them, okay? But what you should be doing in this specific scenario is consider reinvesting, because reinvesting will allow you to counter the fact that you bought at an all-time high. So basically, by reinvesting, you are just simply dollar cost averaging your investment into these minor protocols. Okay, so even if you don't want to go in with fresh money, and I get that people should be wary of it because they fear of losing more funds even into this project. But if you are experiencing that yourself, at least put some of the profits back into the contract. Make sure that you do, let's say, the 50-50 strategy, which was made popular by the Fortune Hunters team. Those guys made several miners actually that are still running almost at the 1 year of age mark, which is impressive to say the least. And they have a strong community backing the project. For the most part, the community is following that same 50-50 strategy rule. So whenever you take profits, 50% of them buy back into the protocol, and you'll be helping yourself when you do that, because you'll get a better position for your investment into the future. Okay, you don't even need to follow the 50-50. You can do it with other ratios like 70-30, 80-20, whatever you feel like to do, but at least put something back into the contract, especially if you went in at the all-time high. You need to strengthen your position and dollar cost average your investment. Okay, so what you should take from this video, for the most part, is that in these type of plays with the OG miners, balance is definitely key. You should not constantly withdraw from the contract, especially in a downtrend, because that's when inflation kicks in and most people start to play the game wrongly and start just thinking, okay, it's going down, I'm gonna take as much as I can ASAP. But do not do that. Um, Take a deep breath, think for yourself, because constant withdrawals will drop your rewards over time. Make no mistake, that's going to happen. And like I already said, on a downtrend, that will happen much faster than on an uptrend when everything is shiny and everything goes well. Okay, so this is the approach you should take to this type of miners. And once again, it doesn't apply to the ones which pay incredibly high daily percentages. All right, so if you keep on reinvesting, and you do not withdraw constantly, if you at least apply the 50-50 strategy, you will see for yourself that you will find in a much better position in the future, for the most part, because you are tending to grow your bags, of course, and by reinvesting, you are not only growing your position, your rewards will also not diminish as much over time. So you are in a way, although you cannot 100% stave off inflation, you will definitely not let it to impact you as much as it does to other players. Your rewards will not diminish as much as others will, okay? So this is what I want you to take from the video. You will be in a much better position if you do this type of strategy. And of course, if a new investment of wave comes, well, you'll be in a much better spot now, and you will be ready to enjoy those profits that you have been uh, carrying to grow your bag. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know if there's something that you didn't get fully from the video, but I hope you enjoyed and learned some more from this. If you did actually get in on BNB Miner and turned your back on it because you were experiencing a downtrend and you think you were just going to inevitably lose money, well, think again, go back to it and apply this strategy. I'm pretty sure you're gonna take some profits. At least I know my miners game definitely change it for the better when I started doing these type of strategies. I was beforehand even doing the 6 to 1, just sticking to that overall strategy that these type of miners promote. But you don't even need to compound, to be honest. As long as you keep on putting some profits back, you will see that your position will be better and better over time. And even on downtrends, you will be much more safe with your returns not diminishing as much. Guys, once again, thank you for watching. Considering like and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. I'm gonna wrap this one up. Stay safe, take care, because crypto is still a wild, wild world. And of course, I'll see you on the next one.